Hello, you're welcome to our channel, Skills Learning Network. Our channel is to make sure you get excellent knowledge. My name is Mr. Maguru. I'm expert in physics, chemistry, and the biology subjects. I'm dealing with physics practicals, chemistry practicals, even biology experiments. Apart from those in education, you can share with the life skills, knowledge. So that is our Skills Learning Network. So you're welcome. If you are the first time, subscribe our channel to get more knowledge within this channel. So today we have another time to share with you some knowledges. Firstly, if you are the student or if you are the parents or guardians, you are welcome to this our lesson. Before going to the lesson directly, can I share with you how to get knowledges through these channels? You can watch through playlists or videos after subscription. So that is a good thing you have to perform. If you're the center, you have the school, you can share with me some knowledges. You have a student but you haven't an expert. So there is some ideas you can share with your students. You need materials or some knowledges, how to answer the questions. If you are the private candidate, that is a chance we can share. Apart from this channel, you can meet with me with your centers to share this knowledge about physics, chemistry, and biology subjects. So for today we have a lesson of biology. So biology practical. Now we are going to look at some questions, the most important questions. Our topic is nutrition and the food test. Nutrition, there is a food test. We are performing experiment, then at the end of the experiment, after taking the data, observations, we are going to look at some questions which relate with that observation or that experiment performed in your laboratory. So practical questions, we are going to look the most important questions. So we are going to talk about the questions. We'll make a description. We are going to describe some concept or the meaning of that questions, what the questions need, how to answer the questions, and if it's possible, we can give the answers for some questions, and we are making a full description about those questions. So be together through this. Consider the experiment. The experiment is you are provided with a solution as you can have a sample in nutrition question. Let's say sample X, sample S1. There is a mixture of different food. You can take egg yolk, you dissolve sucrose, glucose, you can mix with the lipids. So that is, you can call it solution S1. And then at the end, you are going to use reagents to test those foods. There is a reagents. We have a test of food of starch, we have test of food reducing sugar, non-reducing sugar, protein, and lipids. There is some reagents like iodine solution, Benedict solution, sodium hydroxide, copper to sulfate. Those are reagents we are using when we are performing experiment of food test. So the use of reagent provided to test all types of food substance present in solution S1. Then record your experiment work as shown in a table. That is a table. The table that is the food test, procedure, observations, and the inferences. Then after, by using reagents, you test it, and by using your samples, you get observations. It means the food tested, you write if with the starch, you write there. Procedure, that is the techniques, systematic way, the series of testing procedure. You put a sample in a test tube, you add the reagent, you make observations, then you record it on that observation. And the inferences after observation, what do they infer? According to that observation, what means of that observation? That is you record it in that inference. There is a color change. Let's say starch, we observe blue-black. So the appearance of the blue-black color indicated the presence of starch. That is our inference. So we are going to use the sample of this question, and then we are going to meet with some questions which are very important to this experiment like this in biology examination. Let's proceed with what are the questions are very important to this practical question. The first question is, after testing, there is a food present. We assume those foods present in sample solution S1. The first question is, name the food or types of food substance identified in solution S1. After testing, will be asked, name the food or types of food substance identified in solution S1. These questions mean that we need a food substance that observed in positive way, that is present on your sample solution S1. If starch is present and if is reducing sugar absent, so the food you are mentioning here, you have to name here is the food only which right there in inference that is present. That is the meaning of that question, of this question. So you have to name the food which have been written in inference as shown that is present according to the positive observations. That is the first question. The second question, name the common sources of food substance identified in solution S1. The meaning of this question, we need the common sources of food, the natural source. For example, when you eat an egg, what you get the nutrients, what are composed within that egg. When you eat cassava, what you gain. When you eat beans, what you gain. That is a common source. We need a natural food in our environment. Why you eat an orange, why you eat an fish, an orange, why you eat cassava, why you eat different foods. So we need the common source. Where starch is found, where protein are found, and where can we get lipids. That is the meaning of this, the question. Name the common source of food substance identified in solution S1. That's the aim of, that's the meaning of that question. And that is very important question you have to understand. As a student of Form 4 and Form 6, you have to understand this question. Number 3, set the laws of the food substance identified in solution S1. Number 3 is set the laws. That is the function of food identified. You have identified starch. What is the function of starch in human body? What is the function of protein in human body? That is the meaning of that equation. You have to mention or to state the laws, the function, the importance of that food identified. Question number 4. Name the parts of alimentary kernel where digestion of the food identified in solution S1 take place. We have a different parts of digestion. But nutrition, there is a relationship between nutrition and digestion. After getting the nutrients are going to be digested within the parts, the system of the body, or the system of digestion. So you have to name the parts of alimentary kernel where digestion of the food identified in solution S1 take place. Let's say starch. Name the part of alimentary canal where starch is digested. So, and make sure you name according to the series. There is some foods are not digested in one part. Let's say starch started through mouth, is going to duodenum, and then after duodenum is going to reach at the end in ileum. So there is 3 parts. You have to show that pass. Let's say protein started through stomach and then duodenum to ileum. You have to show, you have to name the parts of alimentary canal where the food identified only. If you identified both, you have to show. If you identified there is a presence of 2 foods, you have to show only for that, for the presence. That is the question number 4. The question number 5, name the end product of the digestion in alimentary canal of the human being. Name the end product. What is the meaning of this question? What is the question need? The question is that you have to name the end product of the food identified only. If you identify the starch and reducing sugar, other absent, you have to consider the end product of the starch at the end part of the digestion, and not otherwise. I think you catch me and you understand about this concept of these questions. So I have said starch starts through mouth to stomach to duodenum to ileum. So the question number 5 need the end product of that food. So I want to mention the end product only in ileum, not otherwise. That is the meaning of this question number 5. We proceed with the number 6. Our topic, we are looking the most questions appeared in examinations for the topic of nutrition and the food test. That's question number 5. Question number 6. For each part of alimentary canal, name the end product of digestion in the alimentary canal of the human being. The question number 5 looks like the same as number 6, but there is a difference. Number 6, you have to show each part of alimentary canal. If starch starts in mouth, you have to show the end product of mouth. When it's going to be in duodenum, you have to show the end product up to the ileum. But question number 5 was, you mentioned the end product at the end part of digestion. But now we have to show each part. Let's say starch, the end product in mouth is maltose. When coming in duodenum is maltose, and at the end in ileum is glucose. So you have to show through from the starting digestion up to the end of digestion for the question number 6. Another question, question number 7. For each part named, let's say there is a question in C. They say the question was asked the part of digestion, the part of alimentary canal. For each part of alimentary canal, you have the question number 1. Mention the glands involved in the digestion of food identified in S1. Those foods are digested through enzymes, and the enzymes arose from other organs, from glands. So what the glands used to secrete enzymes? So you have to mention the glands involved in the digestion of food identified. Let's say the starch. What are the glands? Are in mouth. The glands are in mouth. You can say this is salivary glands, which produce salivary amylase or pituitary. You also have to know the glands involved in the digestion of food substance in each part. If in mouth, duodenum you have to know, and the ileum you have to know. I want to tell you here, the glands are present in mouth, salivary glands. In duodenum is gastric gland, and in ileum is intestinal gland. Those are glands. Number 2 question, give the name of the secretion. Here we need the secretion produced by gland, named in one above. The glands produce a juice. The glands produce a juice. So the secretion here we consider the juice, gastric juice or digestive juice. In stomach there is gastric juice. In mouth there is saliva. In ileum there is intestinal juice. Those are secretions produced by glands, and that is the meaning of that question. I think we are in our lesson. Question number 3 or 7 Roman 3, name the enzymes contained in each secretion named in B, in D2 above. The last question we see the juice, and this question need the enzymes, and the juice or digestive juice produce or secrete enzymes. So the question of this, name the enzymes produced by the juice mentioned there above. So the enzymes in mouth is salivary amylase. The enzymes, it depends the food identified or the food digested within a certain part. They say protein enzymes is peptide in stomach, is pepsin. That is the meaning of the question. So they need the enzymes in each secretion, in each part of that food identified. That's question number 7. Question number 8, mention which food substance identified in solution S1 its digestion starts at the mouth. Sometimes you can meet with observation of presence of starch. So the food which starts in mouth is the starch. So you can meet the sample like these questions, or we can make addition. The food which starts digestion start in stomach is protein. So this question is very important to the student. And the question number 9, name other types of food which would be added to the food substance identified in S1 to make a balanced diet. What is the meaning of this question? The meaning of this question is, you have mentioned a different types of food. Let's say you have mentioned there is protein, there is starch, and there is reducing sugar. So the meaning of this question, you have to mention other foods which are not present there on your report. So you mention other food in order to add with your identified food to make a balanced diet. So if there is starch, there is protein, there is reducing sugar. So what we need addition of lipids, we need addition of non-reducing sugar in order to make a balanced diet. That is the meaning of that question. And the number 10 question, which enzymes in small intestine are involved in digestion of the food substance identified in solution S1? Even this is very most important question. The enzymes in small intestine, it depends the food. If it's protein, the enzymes is a repsin. If it's sucrose, it is sucrase. If it's lactose, is lactase. Those are enzymes in small intestine or in ileum only. That is the meaning of that questions. I think we are together in this lesson. Just proceed with the watching. We are going to finish the last questions in order to understand more about the most questions in our examination of biology practical. Our topic is nutrition and food test. Another 11 question. You can meet with another question. One of the food substances identified in S1 is very important for children. You have identified the food, and among of that food is very important for children under 5 years. What can you expect the younger child, what they need mostly among of that food? That is protein. So that is protein. So the food identified is very important to children, and for any sick, that is addition of that question, is protein. So we need the protein to answer this question if it's identified. If you not identified protein, you cannot meet with these questions because there is no answer. So this question, it depends. The solution is one that is presence of protein content. Number one, if it's protein, another question for that, question 11, name the disease which develop when diet provided to a children lack that food substance. That is what will happen when that food, that children are not enough protein, they lack protein. That is a disease. For the deficiency of protein is kwashiorkor. So now the answer is kwashiorkor. State the symptoms of disease mentioned in one above. That is the symptoms of disease which is kwashiorkor. So you can answer that question according to your taste. That is number 11. And number 12, and that is the last question. And this question I will show you the answers of this question. Set 4 adaptive features which enable the ileum to absorb digestion, food efficiency. Part B of this question can be asked, what is the part of digestion where the food absorbed or absorption take place? The absorption take place in ileum. So in order the ileum to perform their function, we meet this question number 12. State 4 adaptive features. Adaptive features which enable the ileum to absorb digested food efficient to make their function. How can absorb the food? There is features which supporting it to absorb digested food efficiently. So that is the meaning of this question. Do you catch me? That is the meaning of that question. So the answer, let's proceed with the answer of this question. What is adaptive features of ileum to absorb digested food? The answer is, the first, ileum is long about 6 meters that ensure maximum absorption of soluble digested food. That is the first adaptive features. Adaptive features will show the part and with their function. So ileum is long. So the longest, it ensures maximum absorption of soluble digested food. Another, it has a veil. The veil have network of blood capillaries that transport absorbed food to all parts of the body. Another part, number A, yes, it has a veil which increase the surface area for absorption. So the first, it has veil which increase the surface area for absorption of food. It has veil like projection. The second here, it is long, which ensure maximum absorption. The veil, it has network of blood capillaries that transport absorbed food to all parts of the body. That is number 3. Another adaptive features, the inner lining of idiom is folded. I notice right, there is folded idiom to ensure complete absorption of the digested food. The food has slow movement, so when it goes to start, at the end of digestion of the ileum would be complete absorption of the digested food materials. And the last feature, which adaptive features, the lining of the ileum is one of the cell thick to diffuse digested food through a short distance into the capillaries. Those are adaptive features of the ileum which support it to perform absorption efficiently. And those from the first question to the last 12, there is many questions, but these are most important. When you study nutrition, make sure you know those questions. I think as a student you have understand. If the teacher, let's share with your students. If you are private candidate, that you can communicate with me to get more knowledge, to get these notes or video which are different from this, in order you to perform well. That is our slogan, excellence knowledge for all. And that is the end. You can communicate with through my phone 0745 13 51 81. My name is Mr. Maguru, expert in physics, chemistry and biology. Another time we will learn more about different concepts. Thank you for watching. Let's subscribe this channel, share link of this video, and you can like and then give us a comment, which is a very nice comment. Thank you for watching.